Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of Art Uplink organization to today's evening Yoga Vasishtha session. Today we are on 53rd session. So today we will be presenting various approaches that are being explained in the past by various saints. And then we will let you decide which path you would like to follow and which path you want to walk. So just like every day we will begin our today's session also by chanting Om 3 times. हर रोज की तरह 3 बार ओम का उच्चारण करके हम लोग आज के सत्र की भी शुरुआत करेंगे. So once again I welcome all of you on behalf of Art Uplink organization. अपने सारे Zoom के participants, अपने सारे YouTube के viewers और अपने सारे Facebook के viewers, इन सभी का भी आज के इस सत्र में स्वागत है. So let's all close our eyes. आंखें बंद कर ले and then we'll continue. Sit comfortably. आराम से बैठ जाए. रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधा कर ले. गर्दन सीधी. Shoulders relaxed. हथेलियां घुटनों के ऊपर आसमान की ओर खुली हुई हो और अपना पूरा ध्यान अपने सांस के ऊपर ले आए. Bring our attention to our breath. Take a normal breath in and let go. Take one more deep breath. And let go completely. And dropping all your past, come back to the present moment. This present moment is new. Let us welcome this new moment by chanting Om. इस नए क्षण का स्वागत ओम के नाद से करते हैं. एक गहरी लंबी सांस अंदर ले. Let us awaken the divinity within. गुरु का आवाहन कर ले. आवाहनम. 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 पुनः पुनः. गुरु वंदना कर ले. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरु से प्रार्थना कर ले, अपने मुख से निकलने वाले हर एक शब्द, हर एक वाणी, अपने सारे कर्म एवं विचार, अपने बुद्धि के अंदर जागृत होने वाला विवेक, अपने स्मृति के अंदर तैयार हो रहे संस्कार, और यदि अब भी अहम का थोड़ा बहुत पाव बाकी है तो वह भी और यह सारे भी गुरु की प्रेरणा से ही प्रेरित हो, ऐसी प्रार्थना करें। मुक्ति और मुमुक्षुत्व की राह पे चलने वाले हम लोग यदि इस क्षण मुक्ति, सदेह मुक्ति या जीवन मुक्ति का अनुभव कर ले तो यह उर्वरित जीवन और किसी कारणवश यहाँ पे फिर से लौट के आना भी पड़े गुरु सेवा के लिए या भक्ति के लिए आया इस ज्ञान को फैलाने के लिए, तो वह सारा भी गुरु की प्रेरणा से ही प्रेरित हो, ऐसी गुरु से प्रार्थना करें। अपने भीतर और बाहर गुरु का सानिध्य महसूस करते हुए धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो। स्लोली एंड ग्रेजुअली यू मे ओपन योर आईज। जय गुरुदेव। So today we are celebrating the Ganesha festival is going to conclude today. Many of us have already concluded on the 5th day. Today is the last day. So all the people will conclude the Ganesha festival today. What does that mean? Gurudev explains that on the first day we brought an idol, no, that represented the Jadatva. That Jad idol has come to our home. We did the Prana Pratishtha. Whatever the divinity which is there within, we have requested that divinity to come and get established in the idol, and that took the divinity, that form took us. Then whole all these 10-11 days we have been praying, expressing our gratitude towards the divinity, and now we have requested the divinity, hey divinity, come back and settle into me. And whatever that remaining, that murti, that idol which is made up of mud or any material for that matter, we are going to submerge that into the water. What does that mean? We are going to leave behind the jad, the inertia, the asakti, the cravings. No, leaving that behind, we'll embrace the divinity, which is that ananda, which is that paramananda, which is that sukha, permanent sukha, which is established, which is available within us. With that notion, we will leave the Ganesha, take the Niro, from we'll just go and pray to the Ganesha. Hey Ganesha, you do come next year also. We will be ready to welcome you as always. So to do this Ganesha, to pray this Ganesha, we will go ahead and do the Arti, Maharti. And after that, we'll continue this session. So I'll share my screen and let's do the Ganesha Arti, Sukha Karta, Dukha Karta. वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्व कार्येषु सर्वदा। तो यह सुखकर्ता आपके जीवन में वह परमानेंट सुख लाए, यह दुखहर्ता आपके जीवन से सारे दुखों को हर ले, यह विघ्नहर्ता आप जिस भी पाथ पे चल रहे हो, आज बहुत सारे पाथ्स की बात होगी, जिस पाथ पे भी आप निकल पड़े हो उस पाथ पे आने वाले सारे विघ्नों को भी यह गणपति बाप्पा हर ले। इसी प्रार्थना के साथ, इसी आशीर्वाद के साथ आज के इस सत्र को आगे बढ़ाते हैं। We'll continue this session with this prayer to Lord Ganesha. And we also would like to say that let this Ganesha come again next year also. गणपति बाप्पा मोरया पुढच्या वर्षी लवकर या. Hey Ganesha, keep coming in our life again and again. That divinity, let that divinity be present within us throughout. But once in a while, we'd like to express our gratitude to you. You do come and be with us so that we can also express our gratitude towards you. That is the whole Ganesha festival, which will be concluding today. So let's continue with this session. This session will be presented to you in English. The same session will be presented to you tomorrow at 8 a.m. in Hindi also. So for now, we'll continue this session in English. So now we are in the Sthiti Prakaran, that is the on existence. We have already completed the Utpatti Prakaran, means the creation of this universe, and the way Vashishta Muni have given a lot of knowledge how this entire creation is actually created, what was the root cause, who is after that, what was there any cause and effect, all these things, and also very beautifully explain the concepts, different concepts and the knowledge by using various different small stories. So in the stories, the characters kept on asking questions to the divinity. Saraswati kept on answering them. Here Lord Rama also kept on answering questions to Vashishta Muni, and Vashishta Muni is also giving that knowledge to answer those questions and removing all that small little doubts which are there in Rama's mind. So our doubts are also getting cleared because of that. So in this Sthiti Prakaran also, here Vashishta Muni tells the concept how this entire world, which is appears to be created, but in reality is not. It is just a projection of the mind, that Chitta Akash, that Chida Akash. It is just expressing, just projecting itself to express, and that is how this world appears to be created. And to make us understand this, he continued to tell different stories. So the first story that we saw is the story of Shukra. Shukra is the son of Rishi Bhrigu, and then in his own mind, how he projects the entire thing, and how he lives his life, how he seems to be enjoying his life just in the mind itself. And because of that, consequences of that, whatever he does, ultimately consumes entire his good deeds, and then he has to go through the vicious life cycle of birth and death again and again and again. And finally, by again doing the tapacharya, he does the 800 years of tapacharya, and he is able to take over. He becomes the Jitendriya, he becomes the Vedagya. He studies all the scriptures, and then finally he understands the Atmagyana, the self-realization. Then he comes back and he enters into his own body. His body comes back alive, and then he walking on the path of doing his own objectives of the purpose of his work. So that is how Vashishta Muni concludes that story. But then Rama continued to keep asking questions on that. Some portion of that we saw yesterday. Certain questions that we will continue to see even today also. So to begin with, this question is being asked by Rama. Bhagwan is addressing Vashishta Muni as Bhagwan. So, hey Lord, there are different various scriptures that we study. They are called Shastras. So there are various scriptures that we study, and these various scriptures gives us different approaches. So kindly guide me, which is the Shrestha one, which one is really good, so that we can achieve the liberation, so that we can achieve the mukti, moksha, the freedom, whatever we are seeking. No? Freedom from what? Freedom from all the sufferings. that becomes freedom from all this greed, entanglement, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsara, all these desires, cravings, aversions, jealousy, entanglement, all these different. And also from the attraction that we perceive through the five senses, and gets a little bit of pleasure, temporary pleasure, and would like to continue that for infinite time period, but that doesn't seem to happen. Our Panchendriya, five senses, are not capable of fulfilling those desires which your mind wants unlimited, and then again your mind becomes unhappy about the things. So what is it, that approach which can make us free from all these things? So here Vasishtha Muni explains certain approaches, and in addition to that, whatever Gurudev have told us, whatever the other scriptures which are present, whatever the Kashi Bhaiya have shared the knowledge about all these things, combine together all the things, whatever little that we have understood out of it, it will be presented in front of you. There is no such claim that we have actually gone through this entire scriptures and we have perfectly thoroughly understood this entire scripture. There is no such claim. We are all student here, and this is a study group. We are just expressing our opinion about all the things that whatever is that we have heard. And after presenting this, we will present this, make this session free to all of you, and you also will be able to contribute towards it. What is your viewpoint? What is your understanding about all the approaches? And if there is any very particular approach that has been missed upon, you are welcome to add that approach. We all will be happy to listen to each other. So with that note, now let us continue to what are all the different approaches that has been there in this form. So we all know that there are various religions available here. We'll not go into details of each religion here. As such, religion is specific to one community, and then that community, whatever the approaches that has been defined according to their holy scripture, they seems to follow. So we see that there is Hinduism. The people who believes in Hinduism, they follow the Hinduism, and in the Hinduism also there are various sects, various beliefs, and they tend to follow that particular path. We will see what that is. Then we also know there is the Buddhism. Then we also know there is Sikhism. Then we also know there is Parsis. We also know there is Christians. We also know there are Muslims, and likewise Jains. There are different religions which are, and they seem to follow their own path. But what they want to achieve in their life, whatever their scriptures tells us, they tend to follow that. Now we will focus more on the teachings that have been we have gone through, and what are the different approaches, whatever things that we know, we'll discuss about it. So it has been said that whenever such approaches are discussed, there are, when we think about we want to be free, we want to go towards achieve the liberation, we want to go and achieve the mukti, moksha, different things that we call this. There are two paths available to this. So the one path is called as Parashakti. Parashakti means here the direct source, the direct source. Thus, the blessings on you, and he does something called as infusion of energy, whatever the punya karma, whatever the shakti that he has realized, or he or she, here it is referring to that one divinity. It's not related to male or female as such. That Purusha, that divine, that Paramatma Swarup, or any form of the divinity, what does it blesses you. So once that blessing from that Shakti path is there, because of that Shakti path, instantly you realize the truth. Instantly you realize the Atma Jnana. So that is the direct source of energy that which is given, which is made available to you in that form. Now, while to receive also that, we need to have that Guru Krupa. We need to have that blessings. And also, there should be some past karmas, some sanchit karmas, which are there, because the same thing is been asked to Goddess Saraswati also. They said that we as gods, we do not have any objective as such. We do not have any ichha as such that certain things would happen like this, happen like that. Whatever your sanchit karma is there, whatever that you ask for, we just say tastu to that and you execute. You get that and you execute it. Ultimately, this is all mithya. It keeps on happening for them. It doesn't really matter much. So they are there to bless you. So it is your self effort, whatever there in the past, that comes into picture, and such divinity comes and blesses you direct source. When that can happen, we don't know. How much time it can take, we don't know. It can happen any point of time. One can just realize that and they can get into the self-realization. This is one path. The second path is that there is no mediator as such. You yourself study on your own through the vicharas, through the self-awareness about the things. You are not gone through any literature as such. You are not studying anything as such. It is your own self-effort you put into the picture, and then you attained through the vicharas, through the contemplation, you achieve that knowledge. No? It directly again comes from the source, directly to you. So this is again the Parashakti that is directly coming from the source. Then other than Parashakti, which is like Gurudev in our life, is a Parashakti. These vachanas means his teachings are like a Parashakti to us. No, we have not done so much of things that gone through all the scriptures and all that, studied everything. But despite of that, Gurudev have given us so much in our life, coming from a direct source. So whatever he taught, the yoga, pranayama, meditation, the knowledge, the beautiful knowledge points, and the various experiences through multiple courses which is designed by Gurudev. And his blessings, which is coming, that unconditional love, that unconditional blessings, Guru Krupa is being showered on us. Not because of we have done something, but because he is so compassionate, he is so kind enough that Guru Krupa is just going through. Now to absorb that Guru Krupa, we need to have that Shraddha, that gratitude towards that divinity, towards Gurudev, to really experience that in our life. So this particular approach towards divinity also have that element of Shraddha comes here, and the bhakti that, okay, I am there and Gurudev is there, and then I have that respect, the gratitude towards that Guru principle, towards that divinity, and I pray, I surrender myself to that divinity. So it's little bit of marg, that is, if you see the path here, it is the bhakti marga. So the bhakti marga, the path of bhakti, is detailed explained in Narad Bhakti Sutra, where Narad Bhakti Sutra says that regarding bhakti, the pinnacle of love is being addressed and expressed in different opinions of multiple. So there comes the Garga, there comes the Parashara, there comes the Shandilya, and Narada himself expresses something which is very, very difficult to explain, even the love. We are not able to explain our emotions, then we are not able to explain our love. How difficult it will be to explain, which is multiple time more than your love. That is the pinnacle of your love is bhakti, and that is where we attempt to extend that. So that is the bhakti marga. What is this bhakti marga? In the bhakti marga, there is an inherent understanding that I exist as a jiva. There is something called Chaitanya or Paramatma. I am Atma. Something else is there as a Param Atma, and I bow down, with surrender, with bhakti, with expressing that gratitude towards Paramatma, and keep praying, keep doing my offerings, prarthana, all these things other comes into the bhakti marga. So this is one such path that is being explained. So now if we have already seen that there is this Parashakti that comes into picture, and then there is another things that comes into picture is the Apara Shakti mark. Apara Shakti means now there is no direct source, but you are doing some studies or based on certain things that you have absorbed, which has been communicated. So such things have been said in that there are some Shrutis and there are some Smrutis. So what are the Shrutis? Shrutis means the one which has been heard by Rishi Munis in the meditation directly from the divinity. No? Sada Shiva Samarambha. It is that Sada Shiva which has given this entire knowledge, no, to those all the Rishi. If you carefully hear the Guru Puja, you will be able to know entire this Guru Parampara, how it has been carried forward. So Sada Shiva Samarambha, it is Sada Shiva which has given this knowledge, directly the knowledge of these Vedas to those Rishumunis. How? By the hearing. The Shruti means the hearing. They have heard this knowledge through, not through the ears as such, they have heard it through the Gyan Chaksha, the Gyan, no, with the sense of their knowledge. They have downloaded this and that has become knowledge, and they have been kept on reciting it, and the people have kept on listening to it, and that's why it is called as Shrutis. So this is one part, that Apara Shakti part now we have started following. No? The lots of knowledge is there. So it is being said in these Shrutis, this thing is being come in the form of 4 Vedas. So which are those Vedas? 4 Vedas. So it is even explained here. These are, there is a Rig Veda, there is a Yajur Veda, then there is a Sama Veda, and the 4th one is a Atharva Veda. So it has been said that Ved Vyasa, once upon a time, he prayed to the divinity that by doing a lot of tapasya, he says that I am seeking the knowledge. I want the knowledge. Vedas means knowledge, to know. So I want that knowledge. So let me know. So by getting pleased about these aspects, the divinity blesses him with the knowledge, and he says that when he goes and see, there is a mountains and mountains of abundance of knowledge is available. So the Vyasa could just pick the 4 handful of knowledge, and that is what he can carry, and he brings that, and it's like those 4 handfuls of knowledge which Ved Vyasa got is nothing but 4 different Vedas. So that are the 4 different Vedas which have been told here as a source of knowledge. What are these 4 Vedas talks about? So here it is being said that Rig Veda talks about the principles. What are those principles? The principles are the kind of pure science. No, so if something is E is equal to mc square, it's a theory of relativity proposed by Einstein, and it's a pure science. Now applying that and making a time travel or the time machine becomes the application of that. Or we can take another example, that the particular string is there, and if that particular strings vibrates with a different frequency, if it is being made with the different materials, or if it is being given a different lengths, it will start, when the cord is struck, it will start producing different frequencies of sound. Now this is pure science. So this is comes as a part of knowledge about all such principles, comes as a part of your Rig Veda. So now we have understood this, okay, there is some knowledge here, and the application of that, the person who is applying that need not understand this thing in detail, but what is it? Okay, so I get some 6 strings out of it, I give it so much of length, and then if I struck the different chords, it will produce different sounds, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa, 7 sounds, and then using that I prepare a guitar. So applied science, application of the pure science becomes the applied science. That applied science is nothing but your Yajur Veda, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda. Now, okay, fine, guitar is already made, but then you give that guitar to anybody. Can anybody play that guitar? Can anybody turn out a music out of it? The guitar is capable. but to turn the music out of it, you really need to understand, you really need to practice. Sare, so practice so period of time, and then bring rhythm in that practice. Then you will be able to bring the music out of that guitar. So that music out of that guitar, bringing that music out of guitar comes under as a part of Samaveda. Giving the rhythm to it, giving the intonation to it, giving the tone to it, giving the rhythm to it, it comes as part of your Samaveda. This is how that, okay, fine, this guitar is made, how to play that guitar. Now that thing is being come as a part of here Samaveda. And then analyzing the effect of that on the human psyche, people. That if I play this particular type of raga, a morning raga, evening raga, different musics, Karnataka music, there is so many different types of musics are there, and they have some music if it is being played. If you see the bhangra, if it is played, you feel like dancing, that feel like dancing. If you listen to any particular type of music, you would like to close your eyes, classical music, and you feel like meditating. So various musics, various tunes have a different impact on our psychology, on our being. Studying the effect of that and then applying that to your day-to-day routine, mundane life. Even Shakaji was talking about performing the Agnihotra and those so many different types of mantras that we chant in a very specific rhythm. All that thing that comes into the Samveda and applying that, what the benefit that it derives for us into our day-to-day routine life is comes under Atharva Veda. So this is the four Veda. Now it has been said that if I have to really go ahead and study these Vedas, it takes 12 years for one person to study this one Veda. And then it takes 120 years for someone really to apply that in life fully. We can just pick up, if somebody is even studying the engineering, a little bit of engineering, just a mechanical engineer, to become a graduate, it takes so many years. To become masters, again 2 more years, and to attain any PhD into just one similar faculty of it, it takes almost 25 years of your time frame. So imagine there is so much of knowledge is there in all these Vedas. So see the path of Parashakti, how much big it is. Probably it will take so many lifetimes for one has to go into details of all these Aparashakti. So those comes the Shrutis and those comes the Vedas. Now there are also been said, some people call that as an epic, and we believe that is Itika, the history. There are two major histories that are being presented. The first major history that we know is of Ramayana, and the second major history we know is of Mahabharata. Ramayana gives us the holy scriptures, that is the Bhagavad Gita. So here Bhagavad Gita, there is an Arjuna in the battlefield, and Arjuna keeps on asking questions in a confused state of mind, agitated state of mind to the Lord Krishna, and to address the that questions, to that confusion, remove his doubts and confusion. Here Lord Krishna is giving the knowledge to the Arjuna, which happened in the battlefield. So this is what we have saw in the Mahabharata. So that history, that Itihasa, where we got this supreme knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. And Shalakaji have so beautifully presented the Karma Yoga here. So we already seen one Bhakti Yoga, and now we are talking about the Karma Yoga, and there is also something called as Jnana Yoga. So these are the three yogas which are explained. What is this Karma Yoga? Here it has been said that Karma Yoga is doing all your routine kriyas, doing all your routine duties one has to do as per the dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. That is your purushartha. Everybody's purushartha is there depending upon what job, what role they are playing. If you are a student, your dharma, artha, kam, moksha has to be done according to it. If you are a Brahman, you are doing your pujas, your dharma, artha, kam, moksha has to be done according. If you are a businessman, it is different. There is some routine depending upon the purushartha, that the duties that is expected out of you, you must do it. And that is where the Arjuna was confused, despite of being a Kshatriya, despite of being seeing that injustice happening from the Kaurava, he was got stuck into entanglement that they are my relatives. How can I go and kill them? And here Krishna comes into pictures and tells him, no, karmanne vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. It is just your misunderstanding that they are all live. Look at me, you have not seen my reality. No, finally shows him that Virat Swarupa. No, all these people have born out of me, and n number of such people, n number of such Brahman, n number of such universes is just from coming out of me and dissolving in myself. Hey Arjuna, you drop all these things. He keeps on telling him knowledge, different knowledge, and ultimately see, Mame kam sharanam vraja. No? In some knowledge ko chodo, this knowledge seems to be very confusing you. You just come and surrender me, I will take care of everything. No? So that supreme knowledge of Karma Yoga and the Jnana Yoga is been presented as the part of Itihasa that comes to us in the form of Supreme Bhagavad Gita, the very holy scripture for us, that is Bhagavad Gita. Now there is another Itihasa which is of very prime importance, is a Ramayana. And in the Ramayana, when we see that the Lord Rama becomes the Purushottama, we say Maryada Purushottama. So in the epic or in the history of Ramayana, we have seen how one can become an ultimate, no? Attain the discipline in your Maryada, that discipline in our life, and then how one can following all that Satya, all that Dharma, all that is things towards his praja, is towards his all the people staying in his kingdom, or addressing it to all the world. How one can lead that life, how one can become the Purushottama. Purushottama means excelling your all the qualities. No? But some people are good at something, some people are good at. How do we uplift your prana? Prana Shakti to such a level where you will be able to excel in all your Purushartha, whatever you want to do. And that is something which he has established as an example in front of us, is something which we have seen in the Ramayana. That's the Ramayana which is being told by Rishi Valmiki here. When the Rishi Valmiki goes and tells this story to the Brahmadev becomes very pleased with this, such a nice itihasa, such nice things that you have consolidated and presented. This is going to help this mankind longer. But then he explains that you have so beautifully depicted this, all these things. Now let us also know what is that knowledge which really made Rama to walk on this path. How he became Purushottama, how he exalted completely in his life, how he could do all these things. What is it, that knowledge which made Rama and all his brothers and all the other people to be self-realized, to be enlightened? You now present that knowledge, and that is where Maharshi Valmiki, he then again writes the Uttara Ramayana. Maharamayana is something called in the form of this Yoga Vashishta, which we all are going through right now. So this is the supreme knowledge, supreme yoga, the one which makes really unite us with that Brahman, with that Shiva. That is the supreme knowledge that is being presented here in the form of Yoga Vashishta. How the Rama became Purushottama, how the Rama became Maryada Purushottam in his life, is that knowledge. No? That is something presented in the form of Yoga Vashishta. So these are the two, some of the very best heritage that we are carrying here. We are born here in India, and we have been bestowed with this supreme knowledge. We are really grateful to the divinity. कुछ तो डेफिनेटली कुछ अच्छे कर्म तो हुए होंगे अपने हाथों से, तभी तो ना गुरुदेव, we have got Gurudev in our life, तभी तो ना we are being bestowed with this, some of the supreme most knowledge. The Bhagavad Gita is going on, and the Yoga Vashishta is going on, and the icing on the cake every day we express our gratitude in the form of Guru Puja, Bhakti Marg, and also through the meditation, leaving behind, dropping all the things, establishing ourselves into the divinity, into our own self is also happening through meditation. Such a wonderful team. I Meditate Club team we have formed here, and we are working together, moving on this path. So very beautifully all these aspects have been covered. Now there is something else also called as, we saw this Shrutis. Now let's say there is something called as Smriti also. So what is that Smriti? So something needs to be remembered, and then to remember we go through the scriptures and then we walk on that path also. Now, so there are various other scriptures that comes into picture here, like we have the various Manusmritis there, one of the kind. Now, so there are 6 different darshanas which are said, and then for this Vedas also there are 6 different Vedangas which are told. No, so there are various other things, like there are Upanishads, then there are Manusmritis, all these different darshanas and different Vedangas that are being explained to go ahead in details of the subtypes of all these things. So that comes into picture. Then there is a Kathopanishada, and then there are various other sources of knowledge that we can see in these approaches. And then in this also there are different approaches. We'll talk about that approaches also. Right now I'm just listing what all the things are which are available. So we already addressed Narad Bhakti Sutra, we already addressed the Bhagavad Gita, we already addressed the Yoga Shita, we already addressed the 4 Vedas here. We already said about the Upanishads. Then there are Puranas also. No, we see there is a Vishnu Mahapuran, there is Shiva Mahapuran. There are so many different Puranas. So they also we get to learn a lot of things. So all these things are there. Then we also see there is a Ashtavakra Gita. Then there is a Shiva Sutras. All these different things. Kathopanishad is also there. Life, the knowledge about after life, after death. Kathopanishad is there. So much of beautiful knowledge. But if you see the quantum, the context of that is very vast. Apara Shaktipat is very vast in nature, and we are touching upon all these things here and there little bit because of the whole grace of the master. We have come to know the Ashtavakra Gita, we know the Patanjali Yoga Sutras, Shiva Sutras, Narad Bhakti Sutras, Bhagavad Gita, and whatnot. Kathopanishad, and Gurudev is showering. He is now conducting the Vigyan Bhairava. We'll talk about where does Vigyan Bhairava comes into picture. So all these things are going on. There is so much of knowledge. So what are all those 6 Vedangas that are being explained as a part of those things? So it is being the first, it starts with the Shiksha. The second one is the Nirukta. The third one is the Vyakarana. Fourth one is the Chanda. Fifth one is the Jyotisha, and the last one is the Kalpa. So if you see the Shiksha, to express something, to give it a name and to form, it has to start with some alphabets. So that Shabda, that is what is that knowledge about that comes in as a part of Shiksha. Now using these alphabets, what you do, you form the different words. So that becomes your Nirukta. Now using the words, if you have to express it in the form of sentence, you need the Vyakarana. You need the grammar. So that comes in as a part of Vyakarana. The third thing, we are able to form the sentence. So, but if you want to say that particular sentence with particular tone, the way we chant mantras in a very particular tone, that tone is called as part of Chanda. You give it a very beautiful rhythm, that comes as a part of Chanda. So the different word, the same word, if it is said in a different tone, means different thing. So that is the part of Chanda. Then there is an impact of the time. It is being said that consciousness is impacted by the time also. The impact of the time is studied in Jyotisha. And each sentence or each word that we speak in one particular context carry the different meaning. So that comes as a part of Kalpa. So all these 6 different Vedangas which have been explained. Now there are different
darshanas. So we see the first darshana is the Nyaya, where we go and study the logic, Sankhya, counting. Nyaya is there. So that is there, that logic is there. So then what we ask for the proof.
So once the proof is there, then we believe that that comes as a part of your one darshana, that is the Nyaya. The second darshana that comes into picture is the Visheshika. Here Visheshika, that people say, though I am not interested in this all this theory, you give me a practical experience. So if that becomes my own personal experience, then I believe it. It is under Visheshika. So the more importance is given here to the personal experience, comes under Visheshika. The third one comes is your yoga, where we want to unite. We all know what yoga is. We have been studying it, practicing it from such a long time. The fourth one comes, that is Sankhya. Today, the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we see the Sankhya Yoga. So Shalaka ji have beautifully explained us about Sankhya Yoga. Now, Sankhya means the counting here, the Sankhya Darshana. So that is also fourth Darshana is being said. Then the fifth one is the Mimamsa, and the last one is here called Vedanta. Vedanta means after the Veda, when the Veda ends, there comes the Vedanta, the philosophy of Advaita, philosophy, the non-duality. So all these things are also presented over here. Now, using these different scriptures, so much of knowledge that exists here, various people have followed the different paths. So you will find the people, if you see the study, the Itihasa, you'll find the people who believed in Vishnu. Considering Vishnu as the highest, they are called Vaishnavas. The people who believe in Vishnu, they follow all the Vaishnava traditions. So all the people you see, the incarnations of Vishnu, the Shavatara is there, and its various different forms, the Vittala, so many different Rama, Krishna, and all. So many different forms are there of Vishnu, and we see the people tend to follow that Vaishnu. So Vaishnava, that is the one path. So many people which consider this particular path. Now the next path that has been emerged is something Shiva. Being said no Guru Puja, Sada Shiva Samarambha, that has come from Shiva. So Shiva is that ultimate. They believe that Shiva is the one which is ultimate. So the followers of Shiva, they are called Shaivites. So the people who are walking a path of considering Shiva is the ultimate. In reality, everything is same. Vishnu, Shiva, whatever the Allah, Jesus, Buddha, whatever the name you call, ultimately it's the same thing is what we have come to an understanding. But people are just calling that with a different name. So we see that Shiva is the supreme. So follow the path of Shiva. Then there is another path that has been said here, that Pantha is said, path is said, is the Shakta. Here in the Shakta, the prime importance is given to the goddess, Shakti. So if you see Mahalakshmi, Durga, and all the other things which addresses the divine mother, that's Shakti. So various mantras and all the rituals associated with that, that's all comes under the part of Shakta. Those people seems to be the follow the path of the praying to the divinity Shakta. Now the fourth one comes is the Smarta. So the Smarta one, they say that, oh, how can the God be in only one form? How can it be only Vishnu or only Shiva? The God is the omnipresent. He's there anywhere. 33 koti, 33 crores different devatas. You go to our villages, every villages, on the start of villages, you'll find that there is a devata, there is a divinity, there is a God that is present as Rama Devata, they say. So likewise, there are 33 crores of divine forms that are expressed. That's come to the Smarta. And then the last one that follows the Vedic tradition. Here they say that the ultimate everything is something that is Brahma. So it is that Brahma that is ultimate. So these are depending upon all these different ideologies and approaches. People have followed the different paths, different paths. So after going through all these different things, let's come back to Vashishta. What is that Vashishta is saying to the Rama based on what is his philosophy, what is his teachings? So here Vashishta Muni said that, hey Rama, he just picks up some of them. He says that there is something called this Sankhya. Now we have seen that as one of Darshana. There it is will say that this Prakriti, this nature, and there is something called as Purusha, the divinity. Now these are all two different things. So this Prakriti, this nature is being comes into existence and have been influenced, have its inbuilt characteristics of the three gunas. No, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. It's because of these characteristics, all this Prakriti, this nature, this Niyati is yukta with this. It's having all those qualities, and because of this, people experience the Sukha, Dukkha, and this entire world. No, that is the universe. That is what is said. So here the Sankhya Darshana, it tells you that using your mind, using your self efforts, one can realize to differentiate from the Prakriti and establish into the Purusha. That is the one Atma consciousness, whatever you say, to that. No, so this using the Chin Matra, this Jivatma ultimately experiences the Tvam. No? That is one achievement, yeah, that Tvam. No? But this, because of this, using this Viveka, as they have not studied the Brahma, they just focus on this thing. They have not reached to the point of Tat. Tat means that Brahman. That Brahman is that the Brahman, they do not know that Brahma principle. They have not yet realized. So that is the Sankhya. That is the path. Then he talks about Vedanta. So here Vedanta says that Sarva Khalu Idam Brahman. So it says that, yeah, the ultimate one is the Brahma. So that is thing. So here Vasishtha is saying, what they are saying is that there, that is Satya, that is the truth. No, that ultimate thing is Brahma only, no doubt about it. But the path that is being explained as a part of Vedanta, all these things, upayas, the techniques, achieve that, realize that you are that Brahman, again, all those techniques, all those upayas, they are as a part of your universe. They are very much related and applicable to this universe, this Jagat. No, so they're that related to this world, all those techniques. So that is what Shtamani explains here. Now, based on all these things, this is not told in Yoga Vasishtha. Now I'm adding to this something based on the other study. So there are multiple different paths. No? So the one path we have seen, the Bhakti Marga, which is the duality exists right from the start. That I am Atma, Paramatma is something different, it's there. And then I am praying to the Paramatma. Duality starts from the start in Bhakti Marga, remains till the total merger of Paramatma and Atma combines. No, total merger happens till that point of that duality, that distance, that love and respect, that bhakti and respect always there. One path. The next path is Advaita. Advaita means there are no two, that this Jivatman, that is only one Brahman. So that is an Advaita philosophy, only one Brahman. So here we shift from duality to non-duality, Advaita. No, so Gurudev will explain that Bhakti, there are two. Jnani goes next step ahead. He doesn't feel any difference only. That divinity is not somewhere there sitting in Swarga or in the heaven. It is present, omnipotent, omnipresent. It is present within me only. Advaita. No two. Advaita, non-duality. So that is the Advaita philosophy. Now, what is the inherent understanding as a part of Yoga Vasishtha towards non-duality, towards that Brahman, is that the Brahman is real. That is the ultimate absolute truth. Chaitanya, Brahman, consciousness, whatever you call, that name is not important. That's something which is the ultimate, and that has expressed, to express something, it has expressed in the form of Chitta. Chitta is unreal again, and the projection of this Chitta in the form of universe is again an unreal. So it's all discard that everything else is what we see, what you do, all these things just is the imagination, just a swapna, just a dream in the Chitta of the ultimate. And there is no Karya Karan Bhav, there is no cause and effect also. So this entire thing is unreal, it's worth dropping. Who is experiencing this is the mind which is experiencing it, and we need to drop this mind. This is an inherent base theme in the Yoga Vasishtha. Again, the approach is Advaita, non-duality. there is another approach of the same non-duality. Here in this non-duality, it has been said that yes, there is one, that ultimate truth is there, and that is the Kashmiri Shaivism. What is that Kashmiri Shaivism says here? That yes, there is an ultimate, that is Shiva. That Shiva is ultimate, and to that Shiva, the Shakti of that Shiva, that Shakti, the power of that Shiva, that energy, that Shakti is also real. Shiva is real, Shakti is real, and combined together Shiva and Shakti expressing this world, that is Jagat, is universe, is also just expansion of Shiva through Shakti, is also this universe is real. So Trika, trident philosophy, Shiva, Shakti, and this Jagat, trident, Trika, three, no? That is all real. So that's a fundamental difference between the Advaita philosophy here. Both are non-duality. Both believes that there is, one says Brahman, one says Shiva. Forget about the name. Fundamental differences here is that this after Brahman, whatever is expressed here, it says it's Maya, illusion, delusion, discard it, leave it behind. He said, how can it be? This seems to be very practical to me. When I live in this day-to-day, mundane, routine life, this all things appear so real to me. How can I say it's non-real? I will not do anything then. No, so it says that no, Shiva is real. The Shakti, that is Shakti, is also real. And this Drishya Jagat, that is the expansion of Shiva, is also real. So here one has to reach to the state of I am this mind, I am this Jivatma, I am unreal, I am just that form of that. I need to drop this all this thing and let Jivatma become one with the Brahman. So non-duality, total merger is happening. Bhakti Marga also it happens ultimately. So one path of liberation is Bhakti Marga, another path of liberation is Advaita. Again the Jiva is becoming the Brahman, realizing that it is Brahman only, is the Mukti, Moksha, liberation, free from sufferings, all the sufferings. And here what is being said, that Jiva, that the Jiva, which is also a Shiva itself, but just not realizing it till it doing keep on all the mundane routine activities, which are also real. But the ultimate aim here is to make Jiva realize that I am Shiva. No, considering Shakti is real, Jiva is real, Shiva is real, the Jagat, the universe, is also real. And now there are various 112 such techniques which are explained as a part of Kashmiri Shaivism, and the same thing is called as Vijnana Bhairava. Gurudeva is conducting, I have never attended it, so I cannot go into details of what is being taught as a part of Vijnana Bhairava. I have purchased the books. I will go through it, and probably once the time comes and if the Guru Krupa comes, we will probably study that also. But right now the focus is Yoga Vasishtha. So this is the another path of Kashmiri Shaivism, the non-duality itself, Advaita itself. But considering the Shiva is real, the Shakti is also real. So that is the reason. If you see that different those followers, no, the Vaishnava, Shiva, Shakta, the Shakta, they consider Shakti is real. No, that's Smartha, omnipresent of the God. God is present everywhere. Smartha, different names, different forms, is there present everywhere. And the Vedic, no, the Brahman, no, what we are going through, the Vedic tradition. No, all these are different paths. Now, in between, when all this path existed, we also know that Buddha came into picture. Buddha said that yes, there is a mind. The presence of mind is accepted by Buddha. And he said that there are some techniques that we have to address this mind, dissolve this mind completely, one can become free. Because mind, here we also say, Vasishtha Muni is also saying the same, that this mind is the root cause of your suffering. It is ultimately the Supreme Brahman. He doesn't suffer. The body doesn't suffer. Who suffers is the mind, because the mind says that I am the Karta, I am the Bhokta. So it is mind. Even though illusionary only, three of them are anyway illusionary according to Yoga Vasishtha. But the mind is the ultimate one cause of this, all this thing. So you dissolve the mind, you become free, you become liberated, you become free from the sufferings. No? So now in Buddha what says, yes, I do agree to this. This mind is the one root cause, and through various meditation, through various techniques, no, we can dissolve this. No, you see that 10 days of Vipassana and all this thing, they do a lot of meditations there. They work upon their body. They very practical aspects of the life about the body, what this body, which are all those different small, very practical, simple principles. No, that is what Buddha talks about, and one can attain the nirvana. That word is also same. In Buddhism, they say one can attain the nirvana, and in Yoga also say one can attain the nirvana. And nirvana means the mukti, the moksha, the liberation. So by doing all this shama, dhamma, titiksha, and all those things, different six sampattis that we have saw, then we have saw this different approaches, no, moksha, that all these things comes into Buddhism also. So this it is written in the Pali language, and Buddha has also made so many people enlightened in the past. So all these things were going on. Shankaracharya comes into picture and said that yes, I agree that whatever the beautiful path you have been teaching, but then we are forgetting the concept of Atma, the self. Who that mind is fine, it is there. No, here Buddha discard all the other things, Paramatma, Atma, the divinity, all these things. I don't care whether it exists or exists. I don't know. Do we know? Even the people who says that it exists, do they know? They also will tell you that it doesn't exist. We don't know. No, but there is some firm believer that who says, no, here Buddha says that I have went into the depth of this body and the consciousness through meditation. What is the depth it would be possible? I did not find anything. There is something called Atma. If it would have been there, I would have been fine, because I put so much of effort to find it out and I did not find it. Here Shankaracharya questions, who is saying that I went? Who is saying that through the power of mind you went? Who is saying? Who is that? Who is saying that I went it? Who is saying that I believe? And who is saying that I do not believe? No? So that is the concept that has been brought, the concept of Atma, the self. That Vedic tradition that has been revived by Shankaracharya. That's why Sada Shiva Samarambha. Then Shankaracharya Madhyama means in between the entire Guru Parampara, that Vashishta, all these different remains. The Shankaracharya came into picture, who revived this Vedic tradition. Shankaracharya Madhyamam. Now Asmat Sri Guru Paryantam. Then now, right now, Dev is there, who is again reviving this, again bringing this, upholding this Vedic tradition. So that is what the entire Guru Puja and all the people who contributed towards this, they're expressing the gratitude towards that. That is what is Guru Parampara. That is the Guru Puja. That is what we do. Such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful in-depth understanding of this. So Buddha believes that this is there, and one can attain the nirvana to that path. Here we have Shankaracharya, who is giving this Vedic tradition. We can achieve the nirvana, mukti, moksha to this. There is a bhakti marg supporting, there is a karma marg and Gyan Yoga. Here it is Gyan Yoga. Vashishta Muni is what we are going through is a Gyan Yoga. All the pujas that we do, all the singing that we do, all that expression of the gratitude that we do, it's a Bhakti Yoga. Combine together Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and doing your Purushartha, day-to-day routine life, knowledge of Vashishta and Bhagavad Gita, doing your karma, doing your routine kriyas, and not getting formed any karma, not getting formed any impressions. If we start walking on this path, then one can definitely achieve the mukti. Then one can assured to be achieved. This and Vashishta Muni continues that you have to learn to drop this mind drama, do whatever this same different path which are shared, and in addition some of the path which are been presented to all of you. So just like Vashishta tells us, this is our sincere request to all of you. These are all so many paths. Here Vashishta Muni said, hey Rama, now you choose, you do the contemplation, choose any path and dissolve this mind and become free. So with all these different paths presenting in front of you, if you would like to add any more additional paths, any more additional contribution towards whatever the path that we have discussed, any other path which we have missed discussing, you are welcome to that. If you have any questions related to what is discussed today, you are welcome to ask those questions. And if you'd like to, what is your personal experience about all this path? You can definitely ask me to conclude my words before I stop. The ultimate path for all of us is that we have been blessed with the praises of Master in our life. The path of Apara Shakti could be very, very long, maybe so many lifetimes we'll have to spend in going through the Apara Shakti path, but we are not giving up. We are not letting go our karma. We are not letting go our efforts. We are doing our Purushartha to go into this Apara Shakti Marg is also we have not left, and yet in one hand we are also not left the masters. उनकी उंगली पकड़ के, उनकी उंगली नहीं छोड़ी, उनकी उंगली पकड़ के हम लोग जो अपना प्रयत्न है वो प्रयत्न पे चलते जा रहे, बढ़ते जा रहे. तो यही विनंती रहेगी, जो डायरेक्ट सोर्स ऑफ नॉलेज अपने पास उपलब्ध है, जो गुरुदेव के जो वचन है वही हमारे ब्रह्म वाक्य की तरह से समझ के गुरु वचनों के ऊपर चल के, गुरुर ब्रह्मा गुरुर विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर साक्षात परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः, तस्मै श्री श्री गुरुवे नमः. I'd like to pause my words over here. Wants to hand over these sessions to you. Jai Gurudev. The unmute option is already made available. You will be able to unmute yourself and express yourself. Yeah, Jai Gurudev Neeluji.
Jai Gurudev. Very well explained and simplified for me to understand. But आप जब समझा रहे थे भक्ति मार्ग और बाकी सब अपरा शक्ति, तो मुझे लगता है that for us that the duality, it seemed like an easier way, because it's like going from the known to the unknown. अगर सीधा जब बोले थे the non-dual path, it's an intellectual concept for us, it's not experiential. But with the Parashakti, there is an experience and going from what you know into merging into the unknown. So that devotion. पर आप जब बोल रहे थे कि बाकी जैसे बुद्धा के बारे में, या also about like even about the Yoga Vashisht. So what I feel like, though Buddha said that there is a non-duality and that he said that just dissolve the mind, but there was this devotion, because when he was leaving his body before the Samadhi, he actually, Ananda, one of his devotees, who cried and said that you didn't give me that self-realization, he gave it to him just before he left his body. So there was devotion also. There was, I feel, duality in that. फिर अभी now we are reading the Yoga Vashishta. इसमें कहीं devotion के बारे में ऐसे नहीं है, सिर्फ ज्ञान है. पर underlying what Lord Rama has for the yoga is Yoga Vashishta, the sage, is actually devotion, isn't it? That's why he's listening to him. That's why when Vashishta ji says that by the time I give this knowledge to you, you would have been, you would have realized, you would have reached that level of evolution. So there is also that, I feel, I don't know, I'm not, maybe I don't understand that much. I do feel there is also that duality in that too. I may be wrong, but
let's look at it. So multiple points Neeluji have raised here, and let's address them one by one, and then I'll again hand over the session to Neeluji to understand whether those things are clarified or not. So we have seen that multiple paths exist now. Out of them, let's talk about 3 yogas we are talking about. The first one is the Bhakti Yoga. The second one is the Karma Yoga, and the third one is the Jnana Yoga. Now Gurudev says that don't compare them. Which is more important? Don't make these 3 different things fight with each other. All are important. All are important in nature. And then he gives a very beautiful example, the lovely gulab jamuns that Sangeeta ji always prepare for us and we eat. and we enjoy. So what happens in this process of gulab jamun? It comes again and again. So what happens in the process of gulab jamun? One fine day, once in our life, gulab jamun is introduced to us. Till that point in time, we do not know what the gulab jamun is. After listening to gulab jamun, Sangeeta ji have started her video. So let's welcome Sangeeta ji also. So what happens? This gulab jamuns, one fine day, our mom, dad, our relatives, somebody introduced gulab jamun into our life. So what we do? Gulab jamun comes into our life. We pick up the gulab jamuns. Through our senses, we perceive gulab jamun. Oh, how is the gulab jamun? Oh, it is round in shape, probably some brownish color, the blackish color, and then all these textures of the gulab jamun we are now perceiving. What is happening? The gulab jamun is presented to you through the five senses. Your Jnana Yoga already started. You have started receiving all the attributes of the gulab jamun, means you have started understanding what gulab jamun is and started storing the figure of the gulab jamun, the akara, the shape of the gulab jamun, the color of the gulab jamun, and all its other different aspects. Jnana Yoga is already happening. Then it gets stored into your memory. Jnana Yoga is already happening. Okay. Now that image is stored, something is there. The moment now you pick up the gulab jamun, put it on your tongue. So another senses comes into picture. The sense of your taste comes into picture. Again, the perceiving is happening. It tastes it and it say the taste of gulab jamun is sweet. Now the taste of gulab jamun is sweet. This information is again passed to your nervous system. Your brain has stored it, understood, because it's first time. And then is how is this taste? The taste is so sweet. It's such a nice gulab jamun with little bit of flavor of that gulab jal into it. That flavor. So then you so I'm just going to move more into detail. So what is happening now? That information is all stored, and that experience of having one gulab jamun was so tasty is stored now. So when we come to the aspect of that it was tasty, what we are developing here now, we are developing the bhakti yoga. Now your attraction, moha, attraction, the bhakti, the puja towards gulab jamun is now established, well established in you. Bhakti is already established for the gulab jamun. That love, if you don't understand bhakti, love, that love towards gulab jamun is established. So Jnana Yoga happened, Bhakti Yoga also happened. What happens after 5 days? Sangeeta ji calls Swiggy and then say that I have prepared this gulab jamun, send this to Someshwar ji. Why? There is an occasion of we have completed the 50 days of Yoga Shishta. Let's celebrate it to express that love towards whatever that she carries in her heart. Now that gulab jamun comes in front of me. Someshwar opens up the packet, takes the gulab jamun out. What has happened? I have that bhakti towards the gulab jamun. The moment that sight of gulab jamun comes, my Jnana Yoga is already into picture. Now, and the moment that sight comes into picture, my Jnana Yoga comes into picture, acts on it, and say the Bhakti Yoga tells me that, wow, gulab jamun is there in front of me. That water starts licking in your mouth. Saliva starts coming. Your water becomes mouth. Everything has acted now. No? The Jnana Yoga has acted. The Bhakti Yoga also acted. Unless until Someshwar goes and picks up that gulab jamun and puts in a mouth, I am not going to recreate that experience for myself. Karma Yoga comes into picture. That is the Karma Yoga. So it started all with first thing with the Karma Yoga. Somebody put that gulab jamun into my mouth. Karma Yoga, I pursued it with Jnana Yoga. I developed an attraction and faith and love towards gulab jamun is Bhakti Yoga. Then I have to reiterate that experience again. Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga has to come together to again give you the result of that. Why to make fight? All three are important in life. Okay, so that was one aspect. Now let us go to the another aspect which you refer to the Buddhism. So when we spoke about devotion, we spoke about the duality, non-duality. Buddhism doesn't have all these things. Duality comes into picture that I am Atma and there is a divinity that exists which is a Paramatma. Buddhism doesn't say there is Atma. There is no such called self and there is nothing called as Paramatma, God, concept itself is not there in Buddhism. So duality and non-duality doesn't apply to Buddhism. It doesn't go there. It doesn't touch upon that path also. But obviously one has to believe in Buddha, to believe in the, now we say, no, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. Means I go to the, bow down to the Buddha. Buddha is not the one person here, not the Gautam Buddha. Buddha is that person who has realized, who is free. I bow down to that. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. No? So I bow down to that Dhamma, that knowledge. You know? Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. When is this possible? I alone walk on this path. It becomes so difficult. I bow down to that unity. I bow down to that Sangha. Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. With all this principle, it goes. There are various techniques of meditation that are following Buddhism also, and they go through this, and that using that techniques, one can achieve the nirvana. Now, the techniques here is not just physical in nature, not just the meditation. He says that unless you practice it in your life, no, if you study here something and then you go and speak lie, you practice here something and go and don't pay the taxes. Buddhism doesn't believe in this. He said that you have to literally drop all these things, attractions. Now, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsara, you have to drop it. You have to literally drop them. So that is the aspect of Buddhism. So we touched upon that non-duality from perspective of Buddhism. We also touched upon the devotion part. And we also touched upon the yoga, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, and Jnana yoga. So that is what I heard from you keywords, and we added something to it. Now I'm giving the mic back to you. Please explain. Does that make sense, or is there anything else that I add or discuss?
No, that makes sense. I never thought of Buddhism not being, I mean, I just thought that since it believed in the nirvana, the mind, like dissolving the mind, it was a non-dual sort of, there's no duality in that. But yeah, you're right. It is, yeah, thank you.
Very good. So we also have Sangeeta ji with us. Sangeeta ji, would you like to say a few words about today's session, or whatever that you want to express over to you?
Yeah, thank you. And welcome all of you. A very good evening. And today's topic was quite intense. First of all, I said, but gradually you have simplified it. The last part was very beautiful. All three are required. So you need the Bhakti Yoga also, you need the Karam Yoga also, and you need the Jnana Yoga also. Without that, you're not going to. And Gurudev has given us all three, like you explained, it was very beautifully explained by the Parashakti or Parashakti. Everything, all, everything. If you go to see, I won't repeat all that because it is already done, but I have made the notes. It's come out really very beautifully. You have taken it. And coming to Yog Vasisht, I like the best. That is my point of view. You can see all the roads leads to Rome. That is for sure. Yeah. Any path you take, ultimate is going to be that only. Now it is all a matter of your own what you like, what you choose. Somebody will choose, of course, Buddhism, somebody will choose Vedanta, Advaita, whatever it is, it's okay. As long as, I think, as long as you can really work on your mind, dissolving it into that Brahman, into that one, doesn't matter. Whichever path you choose, right? Ultimate has to be that. So I would love to have this in the Yog Vasisht reading, it is just like everything is a dream. So it is, so much now I'm into that. Really you can experience it, in the dream. You are in the dream, like so nice. But then you have to act also very nicely. That is 100% what Gurudev says. Even if the dream is there, then what Gurudev says, why don't you act 100%? Isn't it? That's what he says. Be in the present moment. Realize that. Be in the present moment means realize that you are doing it with your whole awareness. That is 100%. With your awareness. But you're doing it in the dream. So it's so beautiful. So when I look into my aspects now, it's like I take it that way. I keep on messaging you also. It's so fun, it's a different play. I feel it. so differently. And then you have to act in a very good manner. But that is also again this, you know, so acting also becomes 100%. Everything comes out like that. So Gurudev is really, I'll tell you, we are blessed to be, you know, he in our life, and he has been chosen us. So it's really like that. I can feel that. Before that, I had taken a Yoga Vashisht book before that, but it was a bouncer for me, to be clear. And I just left it. I said, okay, you know, maybe, I don't know. I used to read, I love reading books, you know, that is another point. But this was not, and even if you read now also, no, even if I come here before and I read it, so I just go, so then suddenly they just turn into words only. There's nothing, I can't follow anything, you know, after some time. But being here, sitting here with you, you take us, really take me, of course, I don't know about others, but you have really taken me through that, you know, and of course, listening to Yatin ji also after so many days, but I could get it. वो गाड़ी पकड़ लिया जैसे चलते चलते. That was very nice. So let's have that. Everything is a dream, and go ahead with that. I think it is more simplified. Everything is simplified. And Lord Rama also, see the way that he's asking the questions so politely, you know, so generously. He's been asking the questions regarding other stories also, which we have been seeing through. So all those are also there, you know, how the bhakta has to be there, how he has to behave, his behavior, his taking, his capacity, his vessel, how it is clean so that it is poured into that. That is also there. So there are plenty of points really which we can take from this and go ahead and work on ourselves. So again, the self-effort comes, who am I, inquiry comes. So all these things keep on coming again and again at every step. That is what it is, you know, elevation. Elevating yourself in that. It is spiral. That is what Gurudev always says. It's not linear. It's spiral. So every time you come back, you get a filter. So that filter comes again with all these questions. And there are different situations will come. The minute you give one exam, the life is ready for the next one. So this whole life is a study actually group, you know, the whole life. And all those around you, they take so much pain to make you that, get that radiance in you. I feel even we should be obliged to them also. So, you know, today what I am here, I know that what I have faced yesterday, but it has given me good results here, right? So keep working on yourself, whatever it is, wherever you are, it's fine, absolutely fine.
It's
Guru's
like
grace
that
is there.
example, it's that example that Guruji gives, no, about the knowledge being like the soap rubbing on your body, and then
Yes.
So जितना समझता है आज, जितना समझा कल फिर से. I don't think this journey will end here. I'll have to go through the book I don't know how many times to understand a little more. So it's just sort of certain days, something, it's like an aha moment. Oh yeah, wow, now I get it. That sort of a thing. So even in the Shiva Sutra, it says, no, that Visma, the wow factor, that to get that in your life. So that's the beauty of knowledge.
Yes.
And like that, I think that beauty is there because there's the grace behind it. It's not reading fiction. It's not reading any book. It's because there is something else.
That is that Parashakti which is there, taking your Shakti path. It is actually that, which is helping us to get that Aparashakti also. That is the thing. It's not in our hands to be here and listen to it and talk like that and all. It is not at all. It is His grace that is flowing through us.
Of course.
And it's like that mirror, you know, keep on polishing it every time, what you said. That was the thing. So even I like that. Yeah. Just let us do that. And Sobeshwarji, really, I tell you once again, it was a beautiful one. You know, today's session was really very good. And the way you have taken it and the way you explained it intensely, but in a very, you know, interesting way, I can tell you. It was very intense because I could feel, you know, what is going to happen after so many things, you know, Smriti, Upanishad, Gyan Bhairav, and this and that, you know, and still you're going on. So I was writing, I have written it, but then still, but you took it very interestingly. If I really go and again, go through all that, I will get it. Thank you very much.
But it's a little unfortunate that the attendance was so bad today. I mean, for this kind of knowledge and that earlier at least we used to have a lot more people. Now for the last 2 days, I'm seeing it's a lot of people missing out on something valuable.
So much, Sangeeta ji. Thank you so much, Neelu ji, for expressions, contributing a lot to what has happened. Yes, it is our thing. We can share the link. It's all recorded. You can share the links also. By expressing whatever little bit that we want to add to it, what has happened, it will reach to the more people. Having said that, the same session will be repeated in Hindi also. So there are many people who joins in the Hindi. They would like to learn to listen this in Hindi. So people join, they drop because we already extended time also. So that's fine. No, for us, we are discussing it. We are going through it. That itself matters. Gurudev is there, and things will continue. Now, with that note, we'll conclude today's session. पुनः एक बार मिलने के लिए कल. We'll meet tomorrow also, and we'll meet tomorrow morning to discuss the same thing in Hindi language also. With that note, we'll pause here. Jai Gurudev.